Anthony entered the MFA program with a clear vision, a strong intention to write what his life had been asking him to write, a book anchored in experiences of alcoholism, grief, and the journey to sobriety. Oceantown Blackout became that book, a stunning debut collection of poems that whirlpool, fragment, spill, and break across each page, just as the sea does, with ferocity and surrender. The work embodies the energy of inebriation while simultaneously evincing the sharp, knowing consciousness only possible with the achievement of total sobriety. The clean arc of the recovery narrative is subverted by poems that loop back in time, interrupt themselves, and arrive at the same shoreline threshold repeatedly and without resolution. All the while, a shadow structure of grief for a childhood lost to trauma and addiction for a friend who died suddenly and too young acts as a powerful undercurrent, pulling the reader into the ever-present ocean. I don't know how to float, says the speaker in the book's final poem, My First Day Sober, a beautiful admission of unknowing that reflects the spirit of inquiry throughout the text. What is living on the upside of undertow, asks the poet. How does one endure the, quote, chiral scream and bottomless Rubicon, quote, of addiction's distortions? And how does the self, how does the soul cohere across the ragged gaps in time and memory? Oceantown Blackout is a book that, in Rilke's words, lives the questions, deeply and all the way to the breathless rock bottom. I've been consistently in awe of Anthony's formal inventiveness and emotional power, and I believe in this book's capacity to find an audience of survivors and those in recovery, and to become a generous witness, a mirror, and a healing force in their lives and the lives of everyone who loves them. So congratulations, Anthony, on creating such marvelous, necessary art. Please join me in welcoming Anthony Shemaria.
I'm gonna start crying and I haven't even started reading yet, which will happen. And yeah, you just have to bear with me. Whenever I read my work, I get emotional, which is interesting because I started writing this book in 2017 after the friend who it's dedicated to, my friend Greg, had passed away. And I went back to school as a result of that, not intending to be a writer, just intending to sort of take the next phase of adulthood. And yeah, I started writing poems and I haven't stopped. So yeah, we're just gonna start at the top and see where we go. And yeah, so just a couple things to keep in mind. I am talking about some heavy stuff, so if you need to step out, if you find it's too hard for you, I will not be offended or upset. It's hard for me to talk about this stuff oftentimes, which is why I wrote the book. So, Oceantown Blackout. I start after my dedication for Greg with a series of haikus that sort of set the tone for the whole collection. So I'm gonna read through them right now, and then if you guys want to snap or whatever, you can at the end, but I'll read them all at once. So, Oceantown Blackout. Let's set my timer. Oh, the station wagon. The first memory I called first memory was being in night's light of peach brandy, first time syllabled, quick breath, I love you, etched, ever transposed, of childhood, a cul-de-sac, key turning latch, a voice invokes, past and present crash, of suffering, don't tell me, the truth I scream, illusoriness, unreality, of recovery, one step before acceptance is alcoholic. So there's three sections. in this book that sort of represent how my relationship with time throughout this period. So most of the book is set from like childhood into 25 when I got sober. But the thing that's interesting is like as I was writing it, a lot of connections were made with like things that happened in my sobriety. And so I started writing this when I was 8 years sober. And now I'm 17 years sober. So there's a lot of overlap. Time skips around a lot, is what I'm trying to say. So this section is called Track Sand Constellations. Idle patterns. Seagulls pull at the frame, fabric of a green sleeve. I take a breath and sharp breakings in my lungs tell me the cigarette I found stained in the shadow of a water heater was not safe for human consumption. The waves are too loud for my hangover to retreat into. I pull the strings and close the aperture of my hoodie. Sand has crawled through the crotch hole in my daily Ralph Lauren pants. I place my left hand onto the shore to sit up and find my chilled glass. My lungs let go, their tight grip on my anxiety. I push the curves towards sunrise and hope. Empty, we start again. Recollection. 15 years and I have lost the taste, but I feel its pull. How I imagine a vampire is drawn toward blood. How I see a bruise on an apple if I close my eyes. How I feel threads stretch through a wound that is now scarred. How I smell the ash of my best friend as he blew away on the tide. Crashing sensations. Shadow pulls on heartstring tone. Say goodbye again. Drunken elegy. Two swooning mystics in plate glass windows. I've made this choice before. I'm screaming. Our poly-sided echoes will not penetrate my panopticon. I reach a decision on the other side of the glass. As a child, I lied about being okay after adult hands reached where they shouldn't. My doomed vessel slides, montage past these clear walls. I pound fist, clotting crimson. I reach a decision on the other side of the glass. At 9, I finally take a drink. I know what happens next. Sneaking, sliding, no, I won't play. I give up on escape. He wins again. I reach a decision on the other side of the glass. At 24, I chug hot beer full of ashes, chase myself with sticky rum. I wait, I wait, I wait, I wait, I wait, I wait, I can't respond. I'm back, whiplash again. I reach a decision on the other side of the glass. Natural Bridges State Park. See these crumbling brides of stone where they stand watching. Generations make toes stick to sand. Soon they will be nothing but two pillars, shadowing tides and widening circles. Less every day, reaching for shoulders long used for support, clinging towards seagull memories and salty responses out at sea. So I grew up in Santa Cruz, and I sort of had a love-hate relationship with being there as a child. Um, I never sort of got the point of why people loved it there so much, because I found childhood and just being myself so hard. So when I was writing this book, I thought a lot about like what that meant to sort of be in a place where everything was so beautiful, and at the same time being so conflicted. Um, so those poems about beach, like the one that I just read about places in Santa Cruz, sort of represent that difficulty that I had. Um, this is a poem titled "A Letter from Your Future." Near hopelessness, dear, make yourself become aware there is still time. Squint at the window frosted in nicotine film and wind polished dirt. Push up the down. You can't understand the places where freedom exists as anything than a terse inconvenience, defined in ever fathoms, lack of control, swallowing every idea of getting up in the morning, pressing erasure, revision from all future, so clouded in regret, bad decisions, that coming to makes more sense than rubbing sleep from eyes, being told to see the forest through one tree, endless shadowed canopies continue past, infinite superposition. You never know when to stop, momentum, to see the end. Sincerely, the light pinholing, the wretchedness to come. Let's see this one. This is too personal. One day maybe it'll be printed, but yeah. Yeah, okay. This is so I go back and forth, and sometimes I'm sober, sometimes I'm not, depending on the speaker, the representation of me that I want to capture. And this is a triptych about sort of the repetitiveness of drinking. Blackouts in triptych. 1. Eyelids uncrust to find thoughts of condensation on brown bottles filled, days to the brim, relief rolling onto tiled floor. 2. Linoleum cheeked, cold pondering, 2 steps towards red doors, blackness on the other side. Who did I call a friend or a stranger? Too scared to say. 3. Swaying not rhythmically, frayed pants wave over flip-flops, ready to pull seams from soul. A woman pushing stroller veers, almost tripping over fear. Shoreline test. Hold your chest level. See if the sea climbs. Go inside. If the cup stays steady, call someone and wait where the light was. A cup shatters twice, once in my heart and once in my mind. I wake in a panic asking if I drank in my sleep. My sponsor says, recovery is like that. You wander out into a place you hated, waiting for the life preserver to appear. I am sort of really obsessed with this idea of finding a form that could capture the disorientation of drinking and using. It became really important to me. And so this is the first poem in the collection that really sort of captures that spirit. So yeah, it's called Rock Bottom is a Slow Crater. Party no longer than the need for free booze, finger count the blurs, watch as wretched friends creep climb up constricted balconies, pressing my drunk cheek on fall glass cold, sliding, how'd I end here? Are we moving backslides or forward slips? Steps from the balcony, I see the waves' tiny crest across a scantily paved parking lot. Tomorrow, I will help my new roommate, landlord, boss toss the remnant trash of another temporary guest through the fog. In 2 weeks, I will argue with I work harder than you about laying on my floor mattress hallway bedroom as people walk over me. is why I hide in the bathroom each night. He pounds on the door, vanity, shakes as I pull hard till my lungs touch bong water bubbles, cloud hearing. The girl tells me she wants to sleep in the shower after we make out. The worst parts of nights have started to peek through. Blackouts can no longer erect my emptiness burn. Now broke, I sit in front of the manager while I'm not your friend clenches his jaw, and the 19-year-old stoner I wanted to fuck says she doesn't care about my feelings. I promise to pay money I don't have and get up, grab my duffel bag. It's October 2007. 10 more months swerving, tilling, caverning, earth exposing roots. Okay. This poem. So two of my friends are represented in this collection. And this is a poem written for both of them. So I'm gonna try and get through it. It's titled These Little Things. I stand with my back turned to friends once heard together, having a moment where we stood, talking through the wind gusts. Soft little ends pushed down in sand, meshing our smoke into fence posts, supporting each other's minds, kindly, hoping to help. My friend, don't blow away. Hot little sparks flicked into buckets every Wednesday, our eyes wanting to see if pain or love had made a home. Your face lit up here, bursting after images. Cold little coals, I look, wondering which crumbled balls of cotton once gave you comfort, which you gave me. Which ones did your lips meet? Odd little thoughts come back to me in these scattered ends, wishing I knew which you touched. I'd take them home and hold them. I'd cradle them to keep you near again. These little things for me will never be the same. This paved corner will be ours. Each time I go praying, you'll be among the glowing cherry seeds. I'll wonder, did I miss one or two? Many moments left behind. So that is the first section. A few minutes left, so I'll just read some that I like. Yeah. So I'm really into short poems. I find there's this beauty in the simplicity of like one singular phrase or two combined. So this is another one called Tears Ocean on My Face. Tears ocean on my face, yet I know how selfish I have been. Greg is gone and never coming back. My best friend bids on the silence. Make one call, then decide when I will join him. This is another one of the disorienting poems. It's called Corey. Unhoused fabric dragons laying dormant on the rack. Unossificate the past, bore through visitant undervoice, tame hide on clean sheets of memoria, ingle through the exudate, new my time tickling calvarium, peel my walk, linger on the white, shift through black marble, I stick sweaty feet across apartment tile, my toes weep porous memorials. I am mausoleuming my childhood, a long runner, narrow orange, centering the white slab hall. How thick was the marble? Did you live in a palace? How did your single mother afford to live there? She didn't. You once pressed your face into the floor AC vent, never used it. The cost of 5,500 square feet full of cold air or furnace steam was unsaleable. Search for the kittens that somehow made it from the crawl space to the living room. Were they the same cats you later adopted? 13 in total, but one was found near the narrow path that ran down the south side above the gorge. What a strange word. Could you get sick on overeating memories? This is another in the same series, titled Old Ideas Fry. Old ideas fry like cooked eggs on warped skillets. We fry so quickly at this altitude, dropping plates, white broken triangles, glorious in this stillness. Life fills jagged edges, giving birth to empty promises. Afraid to grasp the rope, thinking burns, leaving scars. All would care is to see they don't. Regret not squeezing oranges to make juice in a blank room. The words press under tobacco-stained flesh, walls of spears, tips, drip, pain, magma down my leg. Knock at the door, please let me out. The lock is on the inside. I used to imagine living inside of the wide double doors of the wet bar in the living room, going in deep back where the magic keeps quiet behind the dust. Curl up with the beef eater, find a new home inside a cabinet with the vodka, rum, and sherry. But every time I tried to find the back, my hand would graze a bottle, and suddenly I'm spilling out drinks into tubes of glass. All right, time for one more. What's it gonna be? Ooh. The thing about a book is that it becomes all one thing. I'll read the title one. Oceantown Blackout. I open knee-deep intertidal, pool roaring up, ears green, noise late last night or concussive cove, speaking deep congeals, coarse blood stars out curse, spine slash dive into magnified ripple. Below the torn fringe, water died short, hands hurt, bite, rocky indentation space between thumb and lifeline, numb, sore, blending lean glass bedding, print panic, reach pockets, hope, finds a cigarette. There, one sparked and I breathe, not seeing the sun, reignite another day with the clatter of seagulls' morning chatter. I take a new first breath and wonder how long I can sit before my brain catches up with the cold. Thank you.